What's YouTube?
Watch your step, the ferry captain told me, opening the gate. It's a long way down and the water's cold. The sea had been choppy on the way across from the mainland. The sky gray and foreboding of rain. Captain Flanders and I had talked the whole time inside the warmth of his cabin.
I will see you, after the visual. See you then.
Conversation. And to distract myself.
Oh, and I forgot.
Right outside the windows all around us.
My mama? Yeah.
Don't look outside.
She's a whore.
Don't look at the water.
She fucked plenty of guys.
It had partially worked.
I have heaps of brothers and sisters.
That was an improvement from my last time at sea. My legs were wobbly as I stepped across the gap, trying not to look down. Despite the pier being totally still, I felt my body swaying up and down with the phantom sway of the waves we'd experienced
half brother and sister.
On a small boat.
You know what I mean.
I was safely on the island now.
Or is it
that pit in the bottom of my stomach?
Brother and
should
sister.
have been going away.
I don't know. Anyway,
but it wasn't. Why did I still feel so uneasy? The words of the ferry captain came to mind again.
This is
from our
one of my
conversation
sisters.
during the boat ride.
My half sister.
Be careful on Crimson, you hear me? He'd said. You seem like a nice enough fellow.
Hey, Vanessa.
No, I don't pay much mind to what happens on the island. I do hear things.
Introduce yourself.
All the time we're like, ain't so kind to outsiders.
As you can tell,
you start to feel nervous for any reason.
Yeah.
Pack up.
I'm 12 years old. I'm a vampire.
Seagulls laughed and swooped through the air nearby on a rock-strewn beach littered with bottles and old newspapers. A thunderhead in the distance crackled to life with electricity, flashing white momentarily and startling me from my recollections. I looked back to see the ferry captain standing on the other side of the bridge. An anxious look writ large across his face. Thanks again, I said to the man, careful as I made my way across the slippery wooden boards, my feet wanting to skid and slide with each step forward, and I braced myself with one hand, grabbing onto the thick rope which served as a railing. It looked as if I was the only one visiting the island, I realized, as the captain closed the gate behind me and went back to his cabin. The vessel was small, and I hadn't seen anyone else aboard. Still, I was surprised to confirm that I was the only passenger. Over here, detective. A man was calling me from the gravel parking lot nearby, and I walked over towards him. He was slender, with glasses and a mustache, carrying a coffee cup in one hand and a donut in the other. The policeman was wearing a worn, salt-stained blue rain slicker, more befitting a fisherman than a man of the law. Rain began to patter down on us from above as he met me halfway, popping the donut into his mouth and taking my bag with his free, white powder-covered hand. Welcome to Crimson Island, he said, his mouth chewing the donut and making it disappear in one large swallow. We spoke on the phone. I'm Chief Varnson, but you can just call me Bill. Nice to meet you, Bill. I wasn't expecting you to meet me out here, but I appreciate it. Can you point me in the direction of a motel or a bed and breakfast? I don't need much, just
the bathroom.
Somewhere to lay my head overnight.
School torch.
Our voices were drowned out by the increasing noise of the rainstorm, and I had to speak loudly to be heard. Thunder boomed a ways off in the distance, drawing nearer.
What is it? I will see you when I'm there.
He said, opening the path.
Here we are.
So the boys' bathroom.
Yeah.
Cool, come in.
So.
Cool. Let's show here, press play.
Spoke on the phone. That I'm not at liberty to discuss, unfortunately, but I do appreciate your help, Chief Varnson.
Sit down.
Bill.
Sorry.
Thanks again, Bill. As he turned down a gravel road, I saw something in the trees, retreating suddenly as we approached. A large, hulking shape like a bear, but not quite. Lots of wildlife on the island? I asked, suddenly nervous. I think I just saw something. Could have been a bear, I'm not sure. No bears around here. Closest thing we got is deer. Brought over from the mainland at some point by hunters. They had something to do. But the damn things are out of control nowadays. They probably outnumber the people 10 to 1. Not that that's saying much. But as we got further along, I I saw houses with cars outside and their lights on, so I suppose it wasn't a complete ghost town. Why did so many people pack up and move away? I asked. There's not many jobs left on Crimson since the cannery closed. Fishing ain't what it used to be. Every year I look around and there's a few less familiar faces. No sense sticking around if there's no jobs.
I'm in
That's the
my
way I
house,
figured.
sister.
He drove through downtown and we finished the journey in an awkward silence. This is it, Bill said as we arrived outside an old two-story building with a porch out front. A battered sign with faded blue letters swayed in the wind on rusty chains from the eaves, and I barely made out the words, police station. He showed me the ramshackle bullpen with its single small jail cell, leading me up a set of creaking wooden stairs at the rear of the main level. There was a small guest room
That's
on the second
probably
floor
why
with an
my
uncomfortable
mum,
bed and dusty sheets where I could lay
my
my head
dad
for the
left my
night.
mum. It's
The only
because,
amenity was a hard
you
wooden
know.
chair, which I sat on for a while,
Anyway,
looking out the window at the
I don't
falling
care where my
droplets
dad
glowing in
is.
the street lamp's light.
all I care about mum and
The
my
town was quiet aside from the
family.
sound of pounding rain and rumbling thunder in the distance.
Where I'm at now.
I didn't see anyone walking the streets
I
until
don't care who
following
the fuck is my dad.
By then, the sun was out shining
Never
and
know
my
him,
mood had grown
don't care.
considerably warmer with the weather. Still, I'd be happy to get this case over with and get home, I thought to myself. This little town was rubbing me the wrong way. Its people were polite but somehow cold at the same time. A cheerful voice called out, "Good morning," to me, and I looked up to see someone approaching me on the street. I was standing out on the veranda enjoying the fresh air after a long night of allergies and unwashed bed linen. "You must be the detective," a woman in a flowery yellow dress said, smiling blandly and pushing her baby down the road in a stroller. "I'm Cindy Fox, and this is little Susie. We were just out for a stroll, and I thought we'd pop by and say hello." I was slightly stunned by the interaction. Everything about it just felt odd. The woman's smile was forced and tight, telling me she wasn't as happy as her voice indicated. Even her baby didn't look right. Her eyes were too intelligent and seemed to study me, judging me like an outsider, which I supposed I was. "Nice to meet you," I managed to say, my throat dry and tight. "Susie and Cindy. Very..." "Oh, we know. It's a small community here on the island, Detective. Word gets around
He's
very
born in
quickly.
smoke. This dude.
Nothing's kept secret for
Yeah,
long."
I saw the one.
She walked off
Good.
without another
Even
word, leaving me
beautiful.
with that growing
Yeah,
sense of unease again. What was it about this place? Was there something in
born.
the drinking water making everyone act so strange? And had hired me to look into the suspicious circumstances surrounding the disappearance of... "Getting settled all right?" A voice asked from behind me, interrupting my thoughts. It was Bill, the police chief. He walked right past me out onto the gravel road, yawning and stretching as if the main street were his living room. "Yeah, so far so good," I said. "Hey, can you point me towards the general store? I need to get something to eat." "They'll be closed today. It's a Monday. On the island, just about everything is closed on Sundays and Mondays." Damn. I didn't bring much with me. Is there a place nearby I can get something to tide me over till tomorrow? "Head up to the marina," Bill said, pointing down the street. "It's right near where I picked you up last night. Closest thing to a corner store we got on the island. If you keep going past the docks, you'll see it. Did you want a lift?" "Nah, I'm good. I could use the exercise." "Thanks for the offer, though." "Alright, suit yourself. Enjoy your walk, Detective." I started heading off and he called after me, telling me to wait. "You know, if you told me what you were investigating, it would make it a lot easier for me to help you. Just saying, that's all. I know you got your deal with your client, but between two men of the law, I think it should be alright to bend the rules a little bit, don't you?" He had been persistent on the phone as well. The chief liked to know what was happening in his own backyard, and I couldn't blame him for that. "I'll give it some thought," I said, trying to be diplomatic. "You might have a point." "Fair enough," he allowed, and I kept going on my way, my stomach rumbling with emptiness. I got about 20 paces down the road before I saw another face. A man was trimming his bushes near the street using a giant, oversized pair of hedge clippers. His smile was similarly wide and welcoming, just like the chief, just like the woman with the baby stroller and the baby. picturing him taking those hedge clippers and sneaking up behind somebody with them, closing them around their neck and sending their head flying off like the top of a dandelion. "Good morning, Detective. Fine day for a walk." The man continued snipping the greenery with his enormous shears as I approached, but his eyes were fixed on me. By the time I got near to him, he was only trimming the air, missing the plant entirely. "Hello," I said, my anxiousness increasing again. Seems as if everyone in town knows about me. I tried to say this in as friendly of a tone as I could, but it was becoming difficult to maintain my composure. "Oh, well, it's a small place, Crimson Island. Word gets around quickly. I'm David O'Brien, the town gardener. I keep all the hedges trimmed round here. Mow the grass, plant the flowers, all that dirty business." On his heel and wandered off to another part of the property, giggling, his hedge clippers dragging in the grass behind him, digging up the immaculately maintained sod with reckless abandon. The interaction left. I was beginning to consider shortening my stay on Crimson Island. Perhaps leaving tonight to come back with official reinforcements would be the safest bet. Any longer than that, and I might find out where my client's sister had ended up much more intimately than I would like. Continuing on my walk, I passed several more residents. They were mowing the grass, sitting on their porches, sipping coffee, and walking down the street with dogs on leashes. And yet, each time the same thing happened. "Good morning, Detective," cheered a man fetching his mail. That same vacant look in his eyes, the same inhibited grin that was growing so familiar. He produced a knife from his pocket and I jumped backwards, but then I saw he was just using it to open his mail. He did so smiling, his eyes never leaving mine. I hurried away, moving briskly down the street again, my head turning on a swivel. "Good morning, Detective," laughed an elderly man on his porch, whittling something that resembled a pagan idol, while resting on a rocking chair in the shade. "Fine day for a walk."
Don't fuck.
"Good morning, Detective." A woman walked her hooves, startling me as she appeared from nowhere on the other side of me. I jumped back and spiked my spine against the top of a picket fence, crying out in pain. She tilted her head and went past, grinning and giggling as if my injury were the funniest thing in the world. Even her dog was smiling at me. Was I losing my mind? I picked up my pace, trying not to look alarmed. It felt as if I was surrounded by bloodthirsty animals rather than well-wishing pedestrians. There was a forested area on either side of the road up ahead, and I rushed towards it. By then, I couldn't help myself. I stopped, and I turned around, looking back at the town square. Everyone on the street was stock still and glaring at me when I turned around. The smiles gone from their faces, replaced by blank stares. Shuddering, I looked away instinctively. It felt like I was in an episode of The Twilight Zone. I began to walk again, hurrying through the forested area towards the marina up ahead. It wasn't far, and yet I was feeling more terrified than I had ever been in my life. Suddenly, I remembered the bear that I had seen in the woods the day before. Bill said it couldn't have been, but it sure looked big, whatever it was. Darting my gaze to either side, I looked into the shadows of the trees, trying to see if anything was pursuing me. To my dismay, there was. A dark form was moving from tree to tree, blending in with the shadows and just barely visible. It was moving in the same direction I was, but on a diagonal, its trajectory headed to cut me off up ahead. I hurried even faster, running through the trees as fast as my legs would take me. The thing moved quickly despite its size, but not as fast as me. After a while, I managed to gain a lead on it by sprint. I went over to the building with a large sign out front reading, "Marina, gas and snacks." The bell above the door tinkled as I entered, huffing and puffing, feeling out of breath from my short run, so terrified I'd completely forgotten to breathe for a few moments. "Can I help you?" A man wearing a green trucker hat asked from behind the counter. I took him in, trying to decide if he was alright. He was the first person who didn't greet me with a smile, knowing exactly who I was before I even opened my mouth. For some reason, I took that as a good sign. Maybe he wasn't one of them, whoever they were. Still, I didn't dare myself and just act as if everything was normal. I tried to fool myself a little bit, even telling myself that maybe it actually was. Maybe I'd just been seeing things out there. Just looking for something to eat, I said, scanning the half-bare shelves. Not much to go around today. We get new stock on Tuesday, he replied, pointing to some off-brand chips and soda. There was also a rack with expired bags of pretzels and an assortment of gum. Nothing with any protein or sustenance to it. I would have settled for beef jerky, but they didn't even have that. It would be a long day at this rate, I thought, my stomach gurgling loudly again. I put a few items on the counter and gave the man his money, not feeling the least bit satisfied with my purchases of sodium and empty calories. There was a sign over the man's shoulder which said they sold tickets for the ferry. What time does the boat leave today? I asked, thinking I would make a break for it while it was still possible to do so. It doesn't. No ferry on Mondays. Oh. My heart began to hammer faster.
Love you.
Another 24 hours on Crimson Island. That didn't sit well with me at all.
My house just
I had planned to stay for a few weeks, but now I just wanted out. Can I buy a ticket for tomorrow? Sure you can, it'll be $15, he said, printing off a receipt. He handed it to me and put my items in a bag. I turned around and started walking out of the little building when he called after me. Sorry to hear you're leaving so soon, Detective.
Yeah,
I hope you'll...
I'm ready. Where do you want to go?
right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there.
Coco.
Well, I will see you in the morning. What's today? Friday. So yeah, no class tomorrow. And no, I'm not going home for the weekend. I'm staying here at Hogwarts. I'm in YOLO. So yeah, I will see you in the morning, I guess.